Hi everyone, my name is Anton and I want to talk to you about certification. So I don't know if I can talk about it better than Chris McCain did at Keynote, but basically he had really good points and about the self-improvement. So I want to share with you my thoughts. So why I decided to choose this topic, this is my current certification portfolio. So I kind of know something about taking these exams, specifically like Microsoft and VMware ones. Actually, the last one, VCAP 6 network virtualization, I took like a couple of weeks ago at VMworld.
You almost had room on that slide.
Right, that's it. Well, you see, like I shrink some of them, it's like triple, right? Right, so is anyone certified right now here? Like, who has any certificates? Okay, which ones? VMware, Microsoft? Microsoft, VMware? Both, okay. So basically, certificates gives you the ability like to show yourself in the community, and there are a lot of like debates about should I spend time and money to prepare and take these exams. Like, is it really worth this effort to take them? Like, will I have any positive things in my life when I spend some time on it, right? So, and the truth is that it really depends on where you're where are you in your career and how you want to develop yourself and your skills and how you want to proceed. So, and I think there are like three major things to consider why people don't do it. And Chris actually showed exactly the same three things. So we prepared our presentations like totally separate, right? So I think the first major one is the fear. It's like, what if? Like, what if I fail? What if I'm not smart enough? Everyone has his own like what if, right? And the truth is, even if you fail, nothing will go on. Like nothing will happen. You will just get more experience, right? You will not be fired if you fail your exam. You will not get less money, or there will be no fees or penalties, right? If you try to do it. You'll just spend some time and you'll get necessary knowledge and you will have your certificate. It may not take you one attempt. It may be like your second attempt or even third attempt, but eventually you will do it, and it's not that hard. So another one I hear from people like, hey, like VCAPs, it's $450. Like, is it really worth it to spend it? And if you're thinking about the money, right? Think about it as your education. Like you pay, it's an investment. You invest to your education. Like you want to have this certificate, you want to prepare, you spend some time on it and your money. And this is actually a driver. You spend some money and now you just have to do it. You have to pass it. Even if you fail it, hey, yeah, I already spent this money. I will do it again and I will pass it. And this is like the direction you need to take when you decide to take any exams or any certifications.
I was reminded they all have New York salary, so. New York rent.
Right. So, and the last one I think is also important. You kind of have to spend some time on it, right? So, but when people tell me like, well, I don't have any time to prepare, like, but how much time do you need? It all depends on your level of knowledge, right? So I take my example. I don't work with NSX at all, network virtualization, right? But it's not stopping me to study it and to learn it. So basically it took me 1 week on hands-on labs on VMware, which are free, and just reading documentation and blogs and other people's experience. And guess what? I was taking this exam to fail it first time so I can pass it second time, but I passed it first time. I was even surprised. So it's not that hard again. It depends on how fast are you learning stuff, if you're dedicated enough, but it's totally achievable and it's not that hard again. So don't be afraid of it. And a lot of people tell me like, well, I don't know, like even VCP, like I don't know if I can do it. Man, you can do it. That's simple. So, benefits, right? So you got it. So what you will have in return? So while you're doing it, you're preparing for the exam. You read a lot of materials. Even if you know everything about it and you've just been lazy to take it, it helps you organize your knowledge. And also, it helps to learn new things. You might work with vSphere for a couple of years, but you may not even know that there is some feature exists. You have never needed to use it, right? But while you're preparing for an exam, you will know it, and it will help you. Maybe your current employer has this, you know, stupid thing like how you have give me like your 3 to 5 goals, right? And like you need to achieve. You don't need to make it like, hey, I'll get the certificate. But you can say, well, I want to learn NS6 so my company can like look at it in future and maybe deploy it, right? And here is, by the way, I got the certification, right? It can help you with some bonuses, for example. My last job, while I was like looking for a job, not the current one, the last one, the previous one, I was asked my manager when he hired me, hey, like why did you choose me, right? I was just curious. And he told me, well, you know, like we posted it and we had 200 resumes for 1 week. I was like, really? And all I had, like, nice certificates, some kind of experience. But guess what? Like, when you have 200 resumes for the position, right, you will not read all of them as HR. You have to sort people somehow. You have to filter it. And guess what? Like, your certificates can be this thing. Like, hey, let's just put all the guys without certs in a wait list and talk to ones who have the certificates, right? It's just that simple thing, and it sounds quite badly, right? Like you're a super experienced cool guy, and you just was filtered because you don't have certificate. But this is the truth, especially in New York City area when there are a lot of jobs, a lot of people, a lot of smart people. So, and obviously, it's always cool to achieve something like I got it, I did it, I just got it, right? And you can brag about it, right?
With a big ass PowerPoint.
Exactly, yes. So, how to prepare? It's hard to advise something because everyone is different, right? So, but definitely you need to decide, yes, I will do it for sure. And for me, I cannot prepare indefinitely. Like, there has to be some limit. So, just schedule it. Like, give it like, next month I'm doing it. And just schedule it and pay for it right now. And that's it. You have nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. You just have to do it. You just spend your money on it. It helps. It really, really helps. And just start to prepare. Because otherwise, well, I read this book, I'll search, like I'll watch these videos, and yeah, I'll do it next month, or next year, or maybe next time, like next life. So you'll never do it, right? So tips. VMware has great blueprints. They cover all the topics you need to prepare. Blogs. Actually, search for study guides in the blogs. I don't have a blog, I don't blog, but I use some other people's work. And study guides is a really cool thing. So you read your blueprint, and a lot of people put the study guide so they can like this topic, and they explain everything in their words with the screenshots, what you can use, how it's done, and they explain stuff to you. It's really handy and saves a lot of time to prepare. Don't be afraid to fail. Like I mentioned, like it's just an exam. It's not even a college. Like nothing happens, you will not get F-, right? You failed it, you remember the questions, you will know your weak points, you can prepare much better, and you'll pass it second time. Nothing to worry or afraid or be anxious about it. And guess what? You don't need to know everything. There are some topics that you just, you know what? I just don't want to even go deeper in it. It's totally okay. 300 points out of 500 is what you need to get in VMware exam. So even if you skip the whole couple of topics, but you cover everything else, it's totally fine. You don't need to know everything, and it is not expected from you. And again, to know just enough to pass is enough to pass. So that was my inspiration speech. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I got a quick question for you. So let's say as an example, someone is entering the market and would like to certify themselves. Besides basically just decide to take the exam and schedule the exam, what mediums would you recommend for those people that would like to basically certify themselves? What should they do in order for them to prepare themselves to take that exam? What would you recommend?
Well, I guess you need to know your area of expertise, right? So we are focused on virtualization, right? So let's say I find it hard to people. Actually, it's a good question, like who had interviews last month or 2 months ago, like 3 months ago. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is have at least one interview per month. Doesn't matter if you're looking for a job or not. It is the same experience with exams. Like you passing your exams, you prepare, and you have the skill to pass the interviews. So let's say you're working at your company for 10 years, right? And you decided to switch. It's terrifying. You are super familiar with everything you do, but everyone has different infrastructure, different questions. And sometimes you realize, well, I'm way behind because I sit there, right? So the answer is just go to interviews and have exact same mindset. Well, I'll go to my first interview and I'll fail it. I know that I don't know anything. I go to my second interview and I will fail it because I know that I have lack of knowledge. But guess what? On your fifth interview, you'll get some experience, right? You will know that, okay, this is what people are asking. This is what I should focus on. Like, I don't know, the guy, let's say, worked in Citrix and deployed local environments, and now everyone's talking about cloud, right? He spent some time on interviews and he realized, well, everything is going to cloud. Well, let me check what's there. Amazon. He can switch to Amazon, he can read about Amazon. And the same with VMware on AWS. It's coming up. So the problem is that you need to just say it yourself. I will do it. The failure is totally okay, and just go to the field and try to get the feedback. And then you will learn that you'll get this experience. Maybe you can pass some exams and they will give you the confidence. And this, I think, may help people. Did I inspire anyone to schedule an exam? Thank you.